Is the flat earth being let out on purpose? Some of the things we see in the mainstream media suggest that might be the case. Recently, rapper B.o.B put out a GoFundMe to raise money in an effort to prove whether the earth is flat or not by trying to send a satellite into space to take pictures of the earth. He later changed his plan and upped the GoFundMe from $200,000 to $1 million. This caused the Flat Earth Collective to go crazy and have mixed feelings about it. It doesn't help that B.o.B isn't that good at defending the flat earth.
So, the earth is flat in your mind. I mean, what's the whole deal? Explain.
Well, I think it's flat and it's round.
Whoa. So
depending on the day of the week?
Talk us through it. It's flat and it's round.
Like, you ever like had a bowl of popcorn?
But I gotta be honest, B.o.B, his Element mixtapes are really great, and it's my opinion that he does more good than bad for the flat earth, and truth in general.
Basically saying mites on this tiny fucking speck of dirt called Earth, the only sign of life in the entire universe. Oh, and every star's 1 billion trillion miles away, so how the fuck we got a picture of the Milky Way? Fucking science, bro.
Welcome to history. We evolved from Neanderthals. That is no mystery.
Well, why are there no monkey fossils?
What, are you kidding me?
I'm just saying, I just
should have learned that way back in elementary.
But everyone is entitled to their view on this. It's not really a big deal, you know? We don't need to be fighting over it if someone has a different view than you. Anyway, the same day that B.o.B put up the GoFundMe update video, NASA astronauts went ham. Even Buzz Aldrin chimed in.
Buzz Lightyear to the rescue!
Oh. So is this the Hegelian dialectic, where both sides are controlled by the same entity?
Every moon of Mongo is a kingdom. My father keeps them fighting each other constantly. It's a really brilliant strategy.
Why don't they team up and overthrow him?
Team up? What does that mean?
Maybe. I don't know. Some people are certain that it is. Either way, I've often thought about if the flat earth is being released by design. Why? I don't know. What sense does it make? I'm not sure. But two things are for sure. The earth is flat, and no matter what, some people, well, many people, will never accept it. If you can send them high up enough to see for themselves, they would still deny it. Back to if the flat earth is a fully controlled rollout or not. Google just released a commercial for the Google Pixel phone. Let's have a look. Bedford? Is that in reference to the Bedford level experiment? Taking a bite from an apple? Forbidden knowledge? This thing is loaded. Speaking of Google, they worked with the CIA for Google Earth.
All right, here's what looks like an objective image of the world. This is Google Earth, and it's a circular image, so it gets around the big problem of trying to portray the world on a flat surface. Now, you have a lot of reservations, don't you, about Google Earth? Yet, to many people, it's a wonderful application.
It is great technology, and that's what I first thought when I started doing the work on it. But I do now think that because of the way in which they have bought up so much of the data, which they fed into this geospatial application, is what they call it. They are monopolizing maps online. If you go online and you're using maps, you are probably using a Google map. And there's also some sort of sinister and worrying dimensions to Google, because they buy Earth Viewer, which is the application, and that is funded by the CIA.
But let's be real here. Google is most likely a full-on CIA venture anyway. And any semi-decent researcher knows that the CIA is all about disinformation campaigns and completely misinforming the public by way of propaganda. Some people don't believe this quote is real, but you can find Barbara Honegger, the source of this quote, on Quora.com, explaining how this quote came to be. Apparently she overheard it in 1981. I think it's a real quote, but, you know, it doesn't matter. Operation Mockingbird.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to American journals.
Do you have any people paid by the CIA who are working for television networks?
This, I think, gets into the kind of getting into the details, Mr. Chairman, that I'd like to get into in executive session.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established, and I was told about them and asked if I'd carry on with them.
They've been doing this. Are they and possibly other groups behind the Flat Earth? Why did they flash a subliminal Flat Earth map in the Imagine Dragons music video for Believer? Why is American Express telling us the Earth isn't flat in their commercial?
The world is not flat. You can't just pinch it, swipe it, or scroll it.
Is that even necessary? Why does Auguste Piccard bust through the firmament and into the waters above in this Hennessy commercial? Why is Apartments.com showing us a domed, flat earth looking deal in their commercial? Why does Hollywood constantly put flat earth concepts in their movies? Is it truth in plain sight? Well, yes, it is. But are they mocking us, or are they trying to switch the masses back over to our original flat earth cosmology? It really is confusing, but my gut tells me that flat earth is becoming too much for the controllers to bear, so they are preparing to co-opt it if they have to. My theory is that if flat earth knowledge becomes more so than the belief in heliocentrism, then they will do whatever it takes to transfer over peacefully with no revolution in order to still remain in power. But honestly, flat earthers are still outnumbered 1,000 to 1, it seems like, and space propaganda continues to run rampant. The best part about the truth of flat earth, though, is that it brings you closer to God. You don't have to be a purposeless piece of shit stuck to the side of a spinning ball and just drifting through a sad life that has no meaning. It's a beautiful thing to understand that this is no accident. You know, we were created. You were created. The problem is that the people in power, they aren't coming out of power anytime soon. So what do? Well, it's a good time to get right with God, that's for sure. You know, try to make better decisions for yourself and your family. Try to disconnect yourself from any aspect of this control system. I would love to think that protesting would make a real difference, but, you know, I really don't think it will. Has there ever been a protest that's caused a change for the better? The answer is no. Am I against protesting? No. You know, if someone started organizing these types of things, these events, I'd be there. I suck at setting up stuff like that. I don't know. I'm not an organizer or a planner. If anything, we would wake more people up that way. And of course, that's not a bad thing. So, I just had all this on my mind and wanted to share. Thanks for listening. This has been ODD TV. I'm out.